Deputy Speakers, Majority Leader, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, as we end the first regular session of the 19th Congress, let us take a look at our accomplishments and the results of our untiring collective efforts. Each and every member of this august body truly deserves commendation for a job well done. Congratulations to all of us. When I assumed the post as your speaker, I invited each and every one of you to support and join me in fulfilling the aspirations of the Filipino people. For readily heeding to this call, I express my sincerest gratitude to everyone. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat sa sipag na ipinakita ninyo at sa malasakit sa ating mamamayan. I also take this opportunity to thank the members of our minority bloc led by our minority leader, the Honorable Marcelino Nonoy C. Libanan. Your close scrutiny of every piece of legislation has allowed us to bring depth, richness, and nuance in the performance of our legislative duties. Sa busisi ninyong sa bawat panukalang batas na ipinapasa natin, nakikita ng lahat na buhay ang demokrasya sa Kongreso. We also thank all the deputy speakers, the majority leader, Honorable Manuel Jose Manix M. Dalipe, together with all the deputy speakers, assistant majority leaders, and chairpersons of the standing special committees. With your incessant support, the House of Representatives has approved on third and final reading 33 out of the 42 priority measures listed in our common legislative agenda. Of the 33 measures approved on third reading, 3 have been signed into law. Kayong lahat ang naging susi kaya mabilis nating naipasa ang lahat ng batas na nakailangan ng bayan at nabigyan ng aksyon ang mga problema ng mamamayan. In a bid to protect the Filipino consumers against text, online fraudulent scams, we have enacted Republic Act 11934, otherwise known as the Subscriber Identity Module or the SIM Registration Act. As the first law signed by the President, the SIM Registration Act is a concrete manifestation of the government's continued crackdown against cyber criminals. After extensive consultations with our armed forces, RA 11939, entitled An Act Further Strengthening Professionalism and Promoting the Continuity of Policies and Modernization Initiatives in the Armed Forces of the Philippines, and amending for this purpose, Republic Act number 11709 was passed in recognition of the peculiar organizational structure of the armed forces and allowing additional room for professional advancement in the military. Mindful of the financial woes of farmers, we have also approved on third reading House Bill number 6336, or the Agrarian Reform Debt Condonation Act of 2022, which aims to write off all unpaid amortization and interest of loans of agrarian reform beneficiaries. The bicameral report of this bill has now been ratified by both houses of Congress. And just a while ago, we ratified the bicameral conference committee report relative to establishing specialty centers in hospitals under the direct supervision and control of the Department of Health. Worthy to note is both houses have earlier agreed on a version of the Maharlika Fund, the country's first ever sovereign investment fund. This is designed to promote economic development by making strategic and profitable investments in key sectors including public roads, tollways, green energy, water, agro-industrial ventures, and telecommunications. Along with the rest of the world, the pandemic and the ongoing conflict in some parts of the globe reversed our economic gains and brought unprecedented disruption in financial systems. As more aggressive approach to expanding our revenue sources and supporting our business sectors and industries is necessary. Consistent with the present administration's push for high growth and economic transformation, pieces of legislation covering tax administration, economic and technological reforms were approved on third reading, including Ease of Paying Taxes Act, the Passive Income and Financial Intermediary Taxation Act, the PIFITA, House Bill 6558, or the Real Property Valuation and Assessment Reform Act, and House Bill 001, the Government Financial Institutions, GFI's United Initiatives to Distress Enterprises for Economic Recovery, or the GUIDE Act. In light of increased economic interdependence and global integration, we need to ensure that the Philippines can keep up and properly adjust with the changing times. Thus, we've approved on third reading House Bill 7352, or the Constitutional Convention Act, the accompanying bill of the adopted resolution of both Houses, number 6, calling for a constitutional convention to propose amendments to or revisions of the 1987 Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines. Ginawa natin ang lahat para buksan panglalo ang ekonomiya ng bansa sa dayong kapital at negosyo. Kailangan natin ito para dumami ang nagtatayo ng kumpanya na nagbibigay ng trabaho. Kailangan natin pasiglayin ang negosyo para mabigyan ng dagdag na kabuhayan ang bawat Pilipino. A strong economy needs to strike the balance between infrastructure development and environmental planning. And for this reason, we have approved on third reading House Bill 8078, or the 30-Year National Infrastructure Program Act, House Bill 6527, or the Public-Private Partnerships Act, and House Bill 8162, or the National Land Use Act. Of course, national income growth metrics are meaningless without adequate labor and social protection measures. For this purpose, we have approved on third reading House Bill 6772, amending the Universal Health Care Act and granting the President the power to suspend the increase of the premium rates of the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation. House Bill number 7325, or the Magna Carta of Filipino Seafarers, and House Bill 6523, or the revised National Apprenticeship Program Act. We also approved on third reading House Bill 7909, or the Tax Amnesty Act, expanding the coverage and extending the period of estate tax amnesty until June 14, 2025, to encourage payment of taxes, alleviate financial burden of taxpayers, and to boost government revenue. Maliban sa pagpasa ng batas, naging aktibo rin tayo sa paggagamit ng ating oversight functions para bigyan ng solusyon ang problema ng ordinaryong mamamayan. Earlier this year, the House Committee on Agriculture conducted a motu proprio inquiry in aid of legislation to determine the root cause of the surge in the price of onions and other agricultural products. In doing so, we tried to ascertain the appropriate government intervention to keep basic commodities affordable and accessible to everyone. We are also equally determined to recommend the prosecution of cartels and their cohorts, including all other profiteers who continue to manipulate the supply and price of onions in the country. Dahil sa sipag ng ating Committee on Agriculture, nabuwag natin ang pinakamalaking kartel sa sibuyas at naibalik natin sa dating presyo ang bilihin nito. In support of e-governance efforts in the bureaucracy, the House of Representatives and the Senate launched the e-Congress, a digital platform intended to facilitate knowledge and information exchange between the two houses. This also aims to digitize our legislative support processes, services, and records, and encourage citizen participation by providing updates on the status of bills and resolutions of both houses. As the representatives of the people, we must conduct ourselves with dignity at all times to be worthy of the trust and confidence bestowed upon us by our people. The House Committee on Ethics and Privileges conducted an investigation regarding the call for disciplinary action against Representative Arnolfo Arnie A. Teves Jr. Pursuant to our code of conduct, a member shall act at all times in a manner that reflects creditably on the House and shall adhere to the spirit and the letter of the rules of the House and the Rules Committee. I would like to reiterate that as members of this House, we must be accountable to the people at all times and to perform our legislative mandates with utmost competence, efficiency, effectiveness, integrity, and fidelity to the people's welfare. Nothing less. Let this be a reminder to all of us. Hindi natin papayagan na sirain ni Juan ang integridad ng Kongreso. Walang personalan dito. Ginagawa lang natin ang sinumpan nating tungkulin at pangako sa sambayanan. Needless to say, our first regular session has been both eventful and most productive. In total, this chamber filed 9,600 measures consisting of 8,490 House bills, 1,109 resolutions, and 1 petition. A total of 577 of these measures have now been approved by the House of Representatives. On average, we were able to process 30 legislative measures per session day, 10% more than our output in the previous Congress during the same period. Let us continuously improve and optimize the conduct of our work for the benefit of the Filipino people. Again, congratulations to everyone for this most impressive performance. You did not take your jobs lightly. You conducted yourselves with a sense of pride, professionalism, and responsibility. You have carried out your individual roles with zest, making sure that you serve effective voices of your respective constituents. As with any democratic system, differences in political opinions and perspectives abound, but like a well-oiled machine, these tensions have only propelled us forward. Let me also take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the Secretariat and the Congressional staff for their hard work Indeed, you have worked very hard and provided unconditional support, which made our accomplishments possible. And for that, we sincerely thank you. Sa lahat ng empleyado ng House of Representatives, hindi namin magagawa ang lahat ng ito kung hindi dahil sa tulong at sa mga sakripisyo ninyo. Maraming salamat po. May I add that our duty is not confined in the four corners of this noble institution. As such, in our individual and collective efforts, we have reached out and donated funds to the victims of the Turkey quake and provided assistance to the victims of the Mindoro oil spill and severe tropical storm Paeng. We also engage, along with several House members, key congressional leaders of the United States of America, to lay the groundwork for the official visit of His Excellency President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. While the conduct of foreign relations is largely the domain of the executive, such engagements deepen the level of appreciation and understanding on issues of mutual concerns and thus promote even closer cooperation and partnerships between our countries. This initiative also helped generate billions of dollars in investment pledges, which are expected to create thousands of jobs for our fellow kababayans. Sa pakikipag-usap natin sa kanila, mas higit nating naintindihan kung ano ang mga batas at polisiya na kailangan ipasa para makapasok ang dayong kapital sa bansa at mapaunlad ng lalo ang kabuhayan ng ating mga kababayan. I must also emphasize the importance of unity and cooperation among all our political parties. Pursuant to our shared vision of a strong republic, leaders of major political parties in these august halls have expressed their unwavering commitment to work together for the passage of the pro-people legislative agenda of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. The unity that we have shown in the performance of duty and our relentless action in keeping the legislative mill grinding to full efficiency are now reaping the fruits of our beloved institution. Public opinion on the performance and approval rating of the House of Representatives is fast reaching an all-time high. Kinikilala ng ating mga kababayan ang pagkakaisa ng ating ipinapakita. Naniniwala sila na malaking bahagi ito kaya nagagampantanan natin ang ating tungkulin. And as we close the first regular session, I wish that you will remain steadfast in your duty. Let us take this time to re-energize, reflect, and reinvigorate our passion for public service. Our nation deserves no less than our synergy and hard work. We have a lot of work ahead of us. By working together, we can help address these challenges and build a better future for our fellow Filipinos. May pangako tayong binitawan sa ating mamamayan. Hindi tayo titigil hanggang hindi natin natutupad ang mga pangakong ito. Thank you very much and mabuhay tayong lahat.